How are you doing today? So I wanted to record a video about hard assets. I get asked all the time about my opinion. All right, we back to, oh, sorry about that. My phone made all these noise, so I apologize. But anyways, I get asked all the time about hard assets, silver, gold, what are my thoughts? And I thought I would do a video on this because I don't know what it is. I guess it's everybody thinks inflation is coming, which I think they're right, but I've gotten a lot of questions about this recently. So I went to my safety deposit box and took out one of my 100-ounce bars. So first and foremost, I have, several of these in a safety deposit box along with some other important family documents. It's, not something I keep at home. So this will go back next week. But let's just sort of tell the story. I think hard assets are all I invest in after being destroyed in the stock market 20 years ago or so. And, there was a while where I was, I guess today you'd call me a gold bug, right? I owned a lot more silver and a lot more gold many, many decades ago. But there's a couple of things that I found and why I don't kind of own those anymore. They have since been sold and actually turned into houses. I bought several houses with the gold and silver that I'd stocked up pre-crash. I kept a couple of these just because they're fun. But they really have no intrinsic value, and they're actually pretty heavy. Yeah. So again, hard assets are where I want to play, but when I really sat back and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do 20 years ago, what I wanted, right, at the end of the rainbow, the end of the road, was income, right? I was 30 years old. I realized I had chosen a profession that was not easy and not, at least by other examples, not good for your health, right? Stress, alcohol, other things was horrible on relationships because you're never home. And I just didn't want any piece of that. So anything that I was willing to invest in, I had to have income be the answer. The more passive, obviously, the better. So when I was buying 100-ounce bars of silver, monthly there for a while, decades ago, I was kind of looking at this increasing hoard going, this is a problem. It doesn't produce income. It has storage costs. It's easy to steal, in theory. But again, for me, it was really no income. And then the second thing when I was looking at these bars is you really can't get a deal, right? There was an occasion where I found someone who sold it to me personally, so we didn't go through a broker or a coin shop, right? So you can get a little bit of a discount, but there's always a price, and everybody knows the price. And that's why real estate sort of became the answer for me. So yes, when people ask, do you own any gold and silver? Yes, it's I don't want to call it a trinket at this point. It's not something I haven't bought a new silver bar in probably 19 years because it doesn't produce income. I can't get a deal. So in the end of the day, the only thing that's important to me when I was building my list of assets was it needs to produce income. And then if I can find a way to get a deal via hard work, creativity, terms, price, whatever it is, that's what was interesting to me. So in the end, the only answer for me was real estate, specifically being a buy and hold landlord. I couldn't flip at the time because my job would take me all over the world. Yes, it's wealth preservation. That is fair. Yeah, it's not wealth building for sure. And it's not income building at all. So again, you need assets. If you're looking to replace your income in a decade, you can't do that with a silver bar. You just can't. You could do that with a single family home rental that is conservatively financed, that you got a deal on. It's tax friendly, right? Not only you can hide some income with depreciation as the owner, but it's also, you can 1031 exchange, you can go bigger. There's just so many advantages to real estate. You can have leverage. Every time I went to buy one of these, I had to spend whatever it was, right? I couldn't I couldn't give them 20% and they'd give it to me and I'd pay them back over time. It didn't offer cheap financing. Again, the thing with single family homes today and why I keep harping on people to learn their market is you kind of have the best of both worlds. You can get 30-year financing today with a 3 on it, at least most of you can. You're going to be buying ahead of an inflation bubble that we all think's coming. And yes, I think silver and gold go higher, but okay, so they double, they triple. So what? It doesn't really help income. But again, you can get cheap financing today. Inflation helps landlords twice. It helps their income statement because rents go up, but it helps your balance sheet because the value goes up. So it's just a double whammy. And again, it's just the thing that if you do your homework, right? That's all I'd ever talk about. All I ever teach with my students is you got to know what your market produces, right? Some people out there talk about, buying, wedge deals or buying a 200K house in a 300K market. None of that matters. If you can't cash flow the house, I don't care if you get a $100,000 discount. It's irrelevant. You need to be able to cash flow the house. If you are buying a 200K house and you're putting 3.5% down, so it's $7,000, I think, if I do that in my head right, 193K mortgage, taxes, insurance, property management fees, you're up at $1,200 a month, easy. So if you rent it for $1,200 a month, you break even, which really means you lose because you have capital expenditures, folks. Being a landlord is hard. Stuff breaks. Tenants break stuff. Mother Nature breaks stuff. Stuff gets old. You got to make sure you're buying for cash flow. Cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. That's why I talk about learning your market. See what your market produces, right? If your market produces a 6% like mine in late 2019, go find an 8%. They're hard. They're not everywhere. There you go. Bought 50K, rent for 900. That cash flows even with 90% leverage. So congratulations. That's awesome. Those are the things you should be looking for. Is understand what your market is. I don't care where, Dallas, Texas, Miami, Florida, Nashville, Tennessee, Detroit, Michigan, Seattle, Washington. I don't care. Know what your market produces. If it produces 4, 6, 8, whatever, no judgment. But then go find the better deals. Every market has average deals. The key to one rental at a time is I never settled for average. I always wanted the next deal to be better than the deal before it. I don't teach anything fancy. All I tell you to do is focus. Go get a list of 40, go get a criteria. Look at that criteria every day for 30 to 60 days. The market today is going to be talking to you. It's going to be telling you what's going on. I think we are on the cusp of listings exploding. If you don't know, listings across the country are down 15 to 20% depending on your market. But that's because people don't want buyers to be traipsing through their houses. That's eventually going to end. And I think with the states and cities opening up, I think we're about to see a wave of listings, right? And if the buyers don't return, that means prices will have to come down. They'll have to adjust, especially if the inventory being listed is not perfect. So what do I mean by perfect? A lot of buyers' interest today, there clearly is, but they're going to get FHA loans. The house has to be perfect, like move-in condition, to get an FHA loan because you're only coming in with 3.5% down. So if you're in a situation where you have to list a property that is well used, old windows, hasn't been painted in a decade, a bathroom that has seen better days, you're not going to get an FHA loan. It's just not going to happen. So learn your market. Buy for cash flow. And I'm not talking $50 cash flow. Let's shoot for a minimum of $200 per house. Minimum. This is what you need to be watching. Yep, Jay, that's what I've been telling my folks. The last 6 weeks, listings dropped. Told you that was going to happen. Second, I told you builders are going to list in the MLS, artificially raising the count because they had to shut their open houses. What we are waiting for is for the owner occupant buyers to not be so scared. And I believe listings are about to explode. This is the perfect time to watch your market. I'm not telling you to write offers today. I'm telling you, watch your market, learn what's going on, get ready. You need to watch for the next 60 days. If you have money ready to purchase, congratulations. Don't be early. Don't be that person that runs into a burning house and have it collapse on you. I saw people do that in 06, 07 because they knew better. Don't be a hero. Don't go early. Learn your market. Trust me, one rental at a time works. Single family homes are going to be the best asset for 10 years at least. But let's not injure ourselves by going early. All right, everybody. Again, I'm happy I own a couple of these. I probably will give them away to my niece and nephew for one of their birthdays coming up, just so they have it. It's kind of fun, but there's no value in this. I guess there's value. I don't know what it is today, $2,000, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, gotta take it back to the bank. Take care, everyone. Bye.